Hey, what's going on guys? It's Krisping here. The last couple of days I've been playing the public playtest version of Sharkmob's latest extraction shooter called Exoborne. I want to make one thing clear in the beginning of this video, and that is that my own experience when it comes to extraction shooters are extremely limited. I've played Warzone DMC and Dark and Darker, and not even that much of any of those games, even though I really enjoyed them. So my thoughts are merely about the experience I had, and not something that you should take as some objective truth about how this game compares to other games in its genre. I am also just a simple journalist trying to make entertaining videos. With that said, let's get into the game. The game is taking place in a post-apocalyptic landscape with a lot of different NPC enemies ranging from highway raiders to different kinds of battle robots. You play in teams of 3 against a, to me, unknown number of other players to get as much loot as you can and leave before the timer ends. Kind of how an extraction shooter works. If I got it correct, I think that your position will be available to everyone on the map after 20 minutes in the game, and you will die after 30. I'm not sure if there is anything you can pick up to change those timers, but that would be a fun addition, at least if you ask me. After spending a few hours in the game, I have made a short list of things that I think that they have done right so far and things that could be improved. To keep a positive vibe going, I will start off with the things I consider to be good in Exoborne. The first thing is that I really like the movement. Your character has one out of a few different exo rigs that you can pick before you go into the game. I mainly used the Viper suit because I liked the way it affected my melee fighting. You have like this kind of dash you do when you melee, so you go into the enemy. It's almost like a commando thing, and you knock them back. I think that the heavier suits might be fun as well, and I think that they also give you an advantage when it comes to durability and which weapons you can use. But back to the movement. The movement gets heavily affected by the weather in the game. If there is a storm going on, you can use that to fly faster with your parachute, for an example. You also have a grappling hook that can help you climb to high places or just help you drag yourself towards wherever you're going if you're in a hurry. All of this, at least to me, feels really smooth and quite easy to learn how to handle. This is something that I know that Sharkmob has been great at doing in earlier games as well, and I really enjoyed the movement in their last game, Bloodhunt, for an example. Another thing that I have been enjoying, which is heavily connected to the movement, is the formerly mentioned weather system. There are a bunch of different weather effects that will affect your in-game experience a lot. The different storms affect your vision and your mobility, which might make it so that you have to switch up your playstyle quite a lot. That makes for a fun and engaging gameplay, which in turn increases replayability, which is just awesome. A third thing that I really enjoyed is the varying levels of NPCs. There are the simple and almost stupid bandits that you can run into. These are followed by the little more dangerous heavy units. These guys can actually take quite a chunk out of your HP if you're not careful. Then there are this wide variety of robots which can go from quite easy to handle to almost impossible. This led to a lot of funny moments for me and my friends when we went into some spots of the map thinking that everything would be a smooth ride and we can just get out with the best loot, but then we had to run away like cowards because we realized we were in over our heads. The PvP feels good once you run into other players. The only problem I notice there is that sometimes we don't really know if it's a player or an NPC until it gets downed or dies. It would be nice to have some clearer indications on what you're actually fighting if it's not meant to be this way. But otherwise, it is really fun to get into 3v3 or even sometimes 3v3v3 battles in random parts of the map. So now that we covered the nice things that we do like, here are a few things that annoyed me while playing the game. And the first thing is actually just a hardware issue. I would wish that the game would be more optimized for older machines, because my computer, that can still play Delta Force and Helldivers on decent settings, had to be set on low graphic settings just to perform decently. Sure, my computer is 4.5 years old and has been doing a lot of work the last couple of years, but it would still be nice to be able to play the game with better settings. But now on to the things that would affect me no matter what type of computer I have. The UI can sometimes be a little hard to understand, and the tutorial doesn't really help you to navigate the more complicated parts of the game. For example, the exo rigs. They do have different abilities. You are pretty much expected to just understand it by reading. Sure, that's fine, I guess, but I would like to be able to try at least some of them in the tutorial to be more comfortable when I have to use them in PvP during my first game. There's also a problem with the button configurations, or at least if you ask me. When you are in your inventory, my first thought would be to exit by pressing escape. But in this game, that gets you to the escape menu. It is not totally logical, but it is annoying when you are trying to manage your inventory quickly before a fight, or if you notice that someone is coming up to you while you're in your inventory, and you mess up because you can't get out of your inventory screen in the correct way. Me and my friends also had some problems finding each other in the social tab while we were trying to start the game. We managed to fix it because I could see and invite one of my two friends, while the third person could be seen by the other friend and be invited by him. There is also a bug that makes it so that you can't press Y to join the group that you were invited to, even though the game tells you that press Y to join this group. So you have to go into the social tab and find the invite and join that way instead. It's smaller annoying things that I think, or that I assume, that they will fix before the game actually releases. But they are annoying nonetheless. But to conclude my points in this video, I do think this is a fun game, and since I think it will be free to play as long as I haven't misunderstood anything, I would say that when it comes out, you should give it a try if you enjoy extraction shooters and post-apocalyptic scenery, because the game is beautiful. Just keep in mind that it will need you to have a decent computer to play on higher settings. I almost felt that I wanted to update my rig right now because I know that this game could look beautiful, but to me it's just kind of mid, or whatever you would say right now. Playing on low might not be a problem for everyone, but as a content creator, it felt annoying not being able to capture better looking gameplay. But that's all for this video, and now I just want to ask, have you played the game? Do you agree with my thoughts? Please leave a comment if you did, even if you didn't. And please subscribe if you enjoy this type of content. My goal is to do much more like this in the future, and to mix it in with TFT and other fun gameplay videos. Hopefully that's something people like. At least it's fun making it. Have a nice day. Bye. Skrämmer de ännu mer. Jag har downat en av dem. En annan av dem uppe. På mig. Det är bara den tredje kvar nu. Och han bara springer in. You goon! Vad fan? Jag är nästan besviken på honom.